Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes and a brand new season in the second tier of Danish football. Now we have a lot to talk about over the summer before our big live com. Only one for today because we've got a lot of transfer stuff to discuss. And I've just noticed that our first game of the season is against Odense. Now that might sound like nothing to some of you, but these guys are a regular sort of top, not quite winning the league in the top tier, but regular finisher very, very high up. In fact, I just want to have a look at this now. Whoa! So, okay, they've had a few struggling years in the league, but the last two seasons, they've come fourth. And then last year they got relegated and came 14th in the league. They've come second 3 years in a row here. Don't know if they've ever won the league. If you're an Odense fan, do let me know about that. But that is surprising to see them fall so far. So we get to play against them today at home and get £10,000 of TV money. Can't complain there. Now, as you might imagine, Alan Franson won our player of the season. He is still at the club. We haven't sold him. There's not been any bids for him yet. He still won't sign a new contract at the moment. I do keep alternating between offering him a contract and getting my my director of football to do it, because sometimes that works. It doesn't at the moment, and I'm worried that he might offer him some exorbitant terms, but at the moment he really isn't. So he is still not agreeing to a contract at the moment. So we might have to see about what we're going to do there, whether we try and move him on in January and get some money for him, or just keep him for the full season and get the most out of him. I really don't know. Let me know what you guys would do in that situation. Obviously, we're going to keep trying to get him on a new contract as well, but I just don't know what to do about that, really. Also, despite Franson being the player he is, in the sense that he was the third highest rated player overall, the top assister in the league last year, and also bagged a shitload of goals, he was left out of the team of the season. The league's team of the season did not feature Alan Franson. Miguel Nygaard was in it, as he was top scorer in the entire division, but to leave out Franson, my lord, are they blind? Now, something that has perturbed me somewhat was, you remember I brought in Lassi Hakala, big Finnish guy. Admittedly, he kind of got no chance in the team once S4-E joined. But for some reason, despite him being on £10 a week on a part-time contract, Obro were just able to come in and offer him a professional deal. And is it just a case that if they're a professional club, they can just take your players for free, even if they're on part-time basis? Or is there like a minimum wage that you have to offer them? Because I keep upping the wages and I keep losing players because of it, and it's very, very strange. It wasn't even like took him at the end of his contract. They just came in, took him on a free, and bye-bye. There he went, off to the top tier. Now, obviously, we brought in a load of players, as you would have imagined. I did sign a load of the Northern Irish lads up before, and then it all came in. I actually signed 77 players on one day. I just had this thing that said 77 players joining, and then the game just froze. It sat there for a good 45, 50 seconds before it finally came back, which was just as well, because I just finished putting people on new contracts and hadn't saved it yet when that happened. So we did sign an awful lot of Northern Irish players. Now, there's a new problem, which I had not discussed before because I completely didn't think about it. The UK has left the EU, as always happens in the game. I can't remember exactly what kind of Brexit we got. I think you're allowed to have 17 foreign players in the squad, which is basically, it feels pretty soft to me. But the problem is, Northern Irish players are now counted as non-EU, which means they have to abide by the work permit rules. So if we want to put any of these guys, the Northern Irish lads, on a full-time contract, a part-time contract, we have to pay them £375 a week. The existing ones are okay, but that could be a problem. I don't know if they can still play on the amateur deals, because it doesn't actually say anything about that when I tried to sign them. So we'll have to try that out at some point, but that could be a new issue for us. And the reason that's such an issue is because this is George Hagan. I've only just noticed that he's Scottish, not Northern Irish, but he is kind of Northern Irish at the same time. But he is a very, very good-looking defensive midfield player, and that's an area we've needed to strengthen, because we really only have Dan Benson that's competent in that role. So it's good to get someone in that can play there, but we couldn't put him on a part-time deal because of the fact that we'd have to offer him silly money. Now, I've decided that, and you'll see this in a minute, that if we get some players in that are desperately important to the squad, then I will go hell for leather and offer them that money. But that is a lot of money when you consider that Alan Franson, our best player, is only on £210 a week, and that's nearly double that. Now, I have actually done that twice in this summer for a couple of African lads, but you'll see why in a minute. So yeah, this is George Hagan. He's already 2 stars. He can play as a ball-winning midfielder. He can actually play as a centre-back too. He's 6'1". He's not great in the air, so I certainly wouldn't try to deploy him there. But he can play in the middle as well. He's quite pacey, or it certainly looks like it according to this, but it's probably just the other stats there. Very, very brave, good decisions. His determination is low. He is unambitious. I'm going to try to get him tutored if I can find someone who's suitable for him at the moment, just to try and get his ambition up a tiny bit, maybe. Actually, just try to boost that determination a little bit if we can. The other player that came in from the Northern Irish youth intake that, again, has that same kind of issue is Neil Hutchinson. 2-star striker, 5-star potential. He's light-hearted, which isn't, I guess, the best, but 14 finishing is pretty decent. He's not super slow either. He lacks a lot in the vision department, as you can see here from his attribute graph. So there is that, but I just think that signing these sort of players, we just have to, since we can't sign Danish players, still can't happen. I've not even been able to get anyone on loan this year, because the two guys that we had last year, Carter and S4-E, were not happy to come back to the club. So we are going to have to probably go with a full team of our own players, which isn't the worst thing in the world, because I do want to try and build. I want us to build towards something. And I think this year, we might not finish any higher than last year. I'm hoping we do. But in all honesty, I think as long as the players we've got are youngsters that are improving, then slowly over time, the team will get better. And that's really the only chance we've got of getting to the top flight, is to build a team full of youngsters at this level and then hope that they all improve enough to get us up and we can hang on to them. That's really my only strategy at this point. That being said, it is important to note that the board have actually let me up the youth recruitment again. So it is now counted as, what's that, well established. Which, I mean, I don't know where we are in terms of numbers out of 20 on that, but it feels like we've improved that 3 or 4 times in this save already, and the board's showing no signs of stopping on that one. So I'm just going to keep pushing that issue with them every single chance we get, because I think if we can improve our youth recruitment, those Danish players will start to come through, and we will get more Betzers and Gravgårds and Kenny Jensen. Remember him? Okay, so I said that we had some centre-backs. This is Fabian Tovanin, maybe? I don't know. If you're French, let me know how you pronounce that surname. I'm going with Tovanin for now, which sounds like a drug. And hopefully he is going to be that good. He's one of the players that came in from France, and I've got to be honest with you guys, this is looking like a new avenue that we can explore, because we've only signed maybe 7 or 8 players from France, and at least 5 of them have been good enough to get in our team, or not in the team, but like stay at the club and be successful, or look like it anyway. He's a centre-back, obviously, balanced personality, 6'3", great jumping reach. His heading isn't great, but his marking is excellent. Positioning is good, determination is good, decisions. Of the role that I kind of want him to play, his passing is 6 as well, but believe me, he won't be playing in that role because we've got someone even better lined up. But just for a central defender on defend, anticipation of bravery a little bit on the low side. I think he looks like he could be an absolute star for us this year and has lots of room to improve. Now, he's on £10 a week at the moment, but I might try and bump that up so nobody comes in and tries to nick him, since apparently £10 a week is not enough. And this is another of the new lads. This is John Tajan C. He's Sierra Leonean, and he's actually got 3 caps for his national team already at the age of 18. Now, we do have another Sierra Leonean player in our team, but he couldn't play because of the work permit. However, I have given him one. So this lad is the only player, one of 2 players that I've actually given the money that we were supposed to give to get to play, because he's a 3-star central midfielder, and I really do want to get some game time out of him this year. And I think it's great because, particularly as we're going to be missing Carter this year, we're going to need more strength in that midfield. Not actual strength, his strength is 7, but we just need more players in that area. And I think paying a little bit of extra money, since we got that wage buddy, isn't a bad idea, to be honest. And just as a side note, since we're showing all this sort of stuff, I see people often ask me about doing things like live transfer windows, and be it live streamed or just like a recorded live one. The issue at the moment for that is there's just nothing to show you. Like, it is literally a case of me going to the youth intakes, finding players from, or not even finding players, finding teams that are pretty small, highlighting them all, putting them on a shortlist, filtering the shortlist by players without contracts, and then just hitting approach to sign on every single one of them for like 2 hours, until such time as I've done them all, and then I wait, and then they come in, and I look at them, and it's not like I'm searching for players in a traditional sense yet. And when we get to that point, I do want to try and do some stuff like that. But at the moment, there is just nothing to see. I think a live streamed transfer window would be quite a fun thing to do at some point, though, later down the line, because that way I can actually chat to you guys, which is the main thing I like about live streaming. I prefer to be able to chat to the chat rather than be playing games all the time, because I often forget to do that and then people get annoyed here. Which is why I want to play the full final matches and stuff on like full match, so we can actually have a bit of a chat at the same time. So that's the plan with that. Now, finally, as far as centre-backs go, you might have seen Ibrahim Cisse in my squad selection and stuff, but we couldn't actually use him because, unfortunately, work permit rules. He also has 2 caps for Sierra Leone. But I decided, you know what, we need centre-backs that are strong and powerful and are going to be better, that are going to improve this team. And so I thought, you know what, we've already got him at the club. We might as well just get him in the team, pay that little bit more out, get him in the team, and see what happens with him. And the main reason I was convinced to do this is the fact that he's got that 8 passing, which I'm very looking forward to seeing. He's got decent jumping reach, he's 6'2", decent enough heading, marking again is fairly solid, decent enough stats across the board. I don't know what role our ball-playing centre-back is on, but when you actually look at him, apart from his vision, he's actually not that bad for the role. So he's going to be playing where Gregerson was, and then we'll have Campbell probably alongside Tovanin. That's going to be our back 3 now, which is going to be interesting. And finally, one more player out of France. I genuinely couldn't believe it when this lad came in. Mehdi Benyahia. Okay. Mehdi, I don't know, why am I struggling? It's not that difficult. Benyahia. There we go. Mehdi Benyahia. I think I'm quite pleased with this lad. He's 3 stars already at the age of 17. It says he's the backup, but I honestly think he could get a lot of game time for us this year. 13 finishing, 12 first touch. He's not super quick, but he's also 5'10". He's not... His heading's okay. I think we could get a lot out of him. The temperamental personality is one thing I probably want to avoid. I see no reason why not to. So we are going to get him, or we are already getting him tutored to at least remove that, to try and just making him less likely to 2-foot someone in the face, basically. But yeah, I think he'll get some game time for us this year as well. So I think overall, we've had a good window, and we've brought in players that definitely strengthen the side, and we need to keep doing that. And we've not even had the Icelandic youth intake yet, so that's going to be coming in the next episode, and we could even get some more good players. That's just the way we're going to have to build this team out. So obviously, playing against Odense, I'm not expecting an awful lot from this game at all. But we're going to do our best, and I want to see. In fact, we're going to pick our sort of starting 11 for this tactic for the season right now, because I like to refresh it from time to time. So striker-wise, I'm thinking... we also have this guy, Heriter Toure, who's yet another decent-looking French striker. Haukar Jakobsen, he's here, but he's going to be going out on loan. I want to get him some real good game time with a team like Ringsted or Kolding, I think, just to get him some football while he's not getting in our team. But I think we're going to go with Mikael Nygaard on the left here. We're going to go with Ben Yahia through the middle, and then... Oh, no, wait. Franson and Nygaard will swap those two over. There we go. And then Franson on the right-hand side. So Ben Yahia straight into the team. He's got to be better than Brendan O'Neill. Let's face it, everyone's better than Brendan O'Neill at this point. In the middle, in that attacking advanced playmaker role, we're going to go with Diamosa again. And for the ball-winning midfielder role, I think we're going to go with Julien in the middle, but we'll have so many options there. It's brilliant. Left back, we're going to go with Betzer. Need to get him some game time. On the right, we're going to go with Gunnarsson, of course. So we're going to go with Cisse in the ball-winning... that role. Then we're going to go with Tovenin in the middle, playing that covering role. And we might switch that around if things don't quite work. We've also got Ricky Baird. But we're probably going to go with Luke Campbell on the right. So we'll go Cisse, Tovenin, and Campbell. And then in goal, probably Good Johnson, unless anyone else is standing out as better than him. Now, we'll stick with Good Johnson for now. Oh, I could have sworn I clicked Good Johnson. There we go. Right. That should be okay. Match fitness still isn't there at the moment. We really have tried to play as many of these guys in the friendlies. But the problem is, when you don't take charge of the friendlies, your assistant makes substitutions really early, and I don't want to have to sit there and play through every single one of these friendlies, unfortunately. Pick using guidelines, unpick position. Right, for some reason now, it's not letting my assistant pick the bench for the game. Any ideas? Have they broken that as well? I literally, even if I pick without restriction, unpick positions, nothing. Crying out loud. Sorry about that, guys. I had to just pick the bench by hand, and that's way more difficult than you might think when there's so many players in there, and you can't really filter them by the positions you want. You just have to kind of go with it. I don't know what's going on there, but it won't let me pick positions anymore, which is very annoying. Right, there we go. Frustrating as hell. Right, let's just get into the game. I don't want to ramble too much, although I feel like I have, but I think if there's any time of the year when I can ramble, it is this. What I'm really liking looking at this at the moment is we've only got one player in our starting 11 that's not a regen. That's just a dream come true for me. You know I love my regens. Okay, so they weren't particularly bothered about that. I think we'll struggle against Odense. They've come down from the top tier. They're clearly a very good side. I would be very, very surprised if we get anything here. We do need to manage our expectations a little bit. So, question of the day, and today's question is this. If you could choose to have another stadium for your club, i.e. any club, any stadium in the world, and it would be moved to your country and everything, so there's no worries about travel and that, what would you be? What stadium would you have? Now, for me, as a Fulham fan, I wouldn't want to have Fulham play anywhere other than Craven Cottage, because I think it's one of the most unique stadiums in England. But if I had to pick, I mean, you've got places like La Bombonera, which is an amazing stadium, but I don't think we'd ever actually be able to fill it. Uh-oh, good lord. Johansson, just let him shoot from range. There we go. So maybe somewhere like Estadio, what's it called? Estadio Municipal de Braga? Braga Stadium with a giant cliff face on the side of it. Okay, so my assistant's saying long balls forward. Yeah, if you do have any ideas for a question today, do let me know what stadium you want your team to have, realistically, of course. Yeah, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. They say they want more long balls forward. We've had a bit of possession so far, which is strange, I guess. My assistant almost always says one of those two things after like 15 minutes of a game, and then often changes his mind after 15 more minutes. So we'll just have to try and be careful there. Eskison, Jakobsen, and a long-range strike is caught by Good Johnson. 15 minutes gone, and we're not doing anything amazing, but we're holding our own, and oh, good God. Betts has bruised his shin. That's not ideal, because I don't think I actually put a fullback on the bench. I was about to, but then Borup was injured, and, oh, they've got an injury as well. Betts might be able to play on for now. We'll just have to see. But now he has picked up a knock, and now they're in front as well. Rasmus Jonsson with the goal, and we do fall behind against them, and it's not really a huge surprise. We're winning a lot of tackles, though. Not a lot won in the air, but weirdly our pass completion is better than them. Okay, so first change. Can I even get anyone on for Betzer? Is there any options off the bench, really? Not particularly. Where is the first option off the bench? Is Bigler. Who's Bigler? Is that really something we want to try and do with Bigler? He is left-sided. In all honesty, he's probably our best bet. Although what I might do is move it up here and then bring Bigler in and play him as like a defensive winger on defend. It's the only thing I can think of to make him a bit more comfortable in his role. And we're also going to turn off the more direct passing approach, I think, since we seem to be doing okay there. That's the best thing I can think of at the moment to try and keep that there. Get a defensive winger. I used a defensive winger once before with Wimbledon. I think I had George Frankham playing in that role. 1-0, not good. Betzer does seem a bit injury prone. I've noticed quite a few times in games now, particularly in live comms, interesting. Oh my goodness me. They've immediately grabbed themselves a second goal. They're very, very good, aren't they? I mean, they are very good. We're going to go on to attacking because what other choice do we have now? Okay, so we're weirdly completing an awful lot of passes, which is unusual for us. Usually it's down in like the 50s. So what I might do is make a little change here and actually tell them to pass it a bit shorter. Go work ball into the box a bit more. You might notice we've got a copy of the shovel. That's one with more fluid and flexible, not fluid, flexible approach with a slightly more long ball, just so we've got that stuff trained. That was the idea anyway. Yeah, we'll go to the dressing room. I'm going to be aggressive because I don't think they've been that good. There we go. Fire them up. Let's have a go in the second half. We've not had a single real opportunity in this game so far. I think this is kind of like a free hit, though. They are almost certainly going to win this division, and nothing we do is going to stop them, I don't think. Then again, we were able to get good results against some of the better sides last season. Julian, up to Ben Yahia. Franson, can he look long, maybe? He has you. Nygard's in. It's... Oh, what a great goal that is. It's 2-1. It's not 2-1. What the hell happened there? Was that offside? Oh, my God. I thought we got one back there. But it does show you that we are capable in those areas, right? Big win in the head from Cisse. And now Mikael Nygard is injured as well. So Nygard to come off. Brendan O'Neill to come in, I guess. Tuvanin has not played well so far. Neither has Luke Campbell. But I guess they've kind of been mugged off by this lot. Mikael Nygard has picked up a twisted knee. So it looks like we're going to be getting a new striker in the next game, I would have to say. 66 minutes. Is there more substitutions that we could potentially make? In the middle, what have we got? Diamosa and Julien. Diamosa's looking absolutely knackered in there. So we might get Tajan C in as our final substitution. Give him a little bit of a run out in the midfield. Franson, can he whip? Oh, I was hoping he'd just put that into somewhere useful. Long ball down the pitch. Campbell picks it up. Franson's in here. Can he? He's going to shoot, isn't he? No, he... Oh my God, what a save that Orson Ben Yahia. Excellent. Finally, an opportunity was created. Right. I'm going to go overload. Passing to... I don't know if that's a good idea to have that on when you're playing a short passing game, but I think we've weirdly been okay from a passing perspective in this game, which is such an unusual thing to be able to say for us. It really is. They've let us have the ball and we just haven't done anything with it, unfortunately, because we're not set up to play that way. I'm actually just going to try something a little bit crazy and push Bigler up into this role and play him as like an attacking winger. No, actually, no, as a support winger. And then we're going to try and go a bit more direct and play the ball to the left flank to try and get Bigler in behind and create an overload at the back post. Just a theory. Probably won't work in any way. We'll probably get caught out. And, oh, good save from Good Johnson there at the back post. It's just an idea to try and exploit maybe some space that might open up. I don't know. There's no point in trying to defend this at this point. We might as well just go for it. Campbell with a big tackle. And here we go. Bigler, I think that's Bigler. No, it's Franson. In the channel for O'Neill, who... O'Neill really is useless, isn't he? My life. If they could just find the players with some of these passes, I think it'd be all right. Like, the gap between the midfield and the strikers is obviously noticeable, but, like, sometimes the passing is just so bad that it doesn't matter whether there's a gap or not. Franson, can he... Oh, he's gone for goal instead. He could have just slipped that into the path of Ben Yahia, and we might have had an opportunity there. We've got slightly better, but... just keeping the scoreline down is probably our best bet at this point. Ball in. Bigler. And, oh, headed over the bar. I think it was Cisse that had that header. Good chance. Ball in. Tajan C. Ben Yahia. And that was round the post as well. Another good opportunity at the death here. Hansen down the pitch. It'd be nice if we could just get one goal back and make it a little bit more sensible. O'Neill. Watch him do something useless. Back for Cisse. In for Tajan C. O'Neill's ball over the top. Franson's in. Oh, please pull this back. Oh, Alan. Just pull that back for someone. Anyone. Hansen's ball down the pitch. And that surely is going to be it at 2-0. I mean, given the way this game started, it probably could have been much, much worse. So I guess there's that. But unless we've got one last opportunity here. O'Neill, Tajan C. Julian, no. The defenders haven't done too badly after that initial sort of burst of their two quick goals. We did all right in the game. But we do have some injuries now to worry about too. So there's also that aspect of things. I just noticed that Ventus got 3 penalties away at Viborg and won the game. It's going to be a tough year, guys. I don't think there's any real doubt about that. I think the main aim for this year, I'm hoping if we can just get 9th or 8th place, just win a couple more games, because it is really going to be a slow build. I know on my previous says we've kind of gone up the leagues very quickly with teams, but I just don't see that happening here. Because with them, I could scout players. I could pick the players I want specifically. With this, we're kind of getting a scattergun and then just kind of getting the best of what we get from that. I don't have much say in it, really. So it is going to be a case of get what we can get and then slowly build the team around them and make them all rise up together. I think that's the best bet. And I think we can do that because bringing in enough of these types of players, eventually, we're going to hopefully find 11 to 16 of them that are worthy of a place in our team and can slowly grow with us. That's the only hope I think we've got of getting out of this division. And it certainly won't be this year. If I had to predict where we'll finish this year, I'm thinking maybe 8th place. And that's at a push because I don't think it's going to be as easy to stay up this year. There's no way the teams at the bottom are going to be as bad as they were last year. So there's 19 games between now and Christmas. Now, last season, I broke it into 2 episodes, and that was a lot, particularly as there was cup games in there as well. Extra ones too. So I'm going to break it down into 3 episodes this year to make it a bit easier. Plus, that means you get to see 6 livecom games instead of, well, 2. So hopefully that should be good as well, because it just means more content and more games that we get to play. So with that in mind, if we break it into sort of sets of 6, I guess. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll come back maybe for the Skiva and Ventsisl double away games. In fact, we've got 3 in a row there. So that could be quite a difficult patch, but we'll do our best. So I think that's what we're going to do in the next game. There might be another game in there as well because of the cup match. So we might end up playing a cup game against the top flight side. Who knows? Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to the new season, drop a like on the video. That'd be amazing. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe for more videos like this in your inbox every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I will see you guys in the next episode, currently for live comms against Skiva and Ventsisl. But there could be, which I feel like we'll get through this game against the team from the 5th tier, there could be a game, hopefully, against a team from the top flight if we get lucky like we have done in previous years. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.